Hey everyone, my name is Logan Vickers, and today I'll be going over the poem "The Afterlife" by Billy Collins. It stands out for its imagination, being able to describe the afterlife. But I'll begin with giving you a autobiography of Billy Collins, and then I'll get into the reading and the rest of the stuff. Okay, the autobiography for Billy Collins. He is one of the most known American poets of all time. Most known. He was born in 1941 and served as the U.S. literature, I don't know how to say that word, from 2001 to 2003. He was known for his great voice and conversations, good humor, an ability to find meaning in everyday stuff. He writes to where it's relatable or it's easy for people to understand what he's saying, but it also can have that background of philosophical and emotional impact that has an underlying tone that you can, if you dissect and read it more carefully than you could see it. I would say that I really like this poem that I picked out. I probably, just from the other ones I read, I probably like this one the most from him. But yeah, let me go ahead and start the reading for it. It's called The Afterlife. Alright, Billy Collins, The Afterlife. While you are preparing for sleep, brushing your teeth, or rifling through a magazine in bed, the dead of the day are setting out on their journey. They are moving off in unimaginable directions, each according to his own private belief, and this is a secret that silent Lazarus would not reveal. That everyone is right, as it turns out. You go to the place you always thought you would go, the place you kept lit in the alcove in your head. Some are being shot up a funnel of flashing colors into a zone of light, white as a January sun. Others are standing naked before a forbidding judge who sits with a golden ladder on one side, a coal chute on the other. Some have already joined the celestial choir and are singing as if they have been doing this forever, while the less evident find themselves stuck in a big air-conditioned room full of food and chorus girls. Some are approaching the apartment of the female god, a woman in her 40s with short, wiry hair and glasses hanging from her neck by a string. With one eye, she regards the dead through a hole in her door. There are those who are squeezing into their bodies of animals, eagles, and leopards, and one trying on the skin of a monkey like a tight suit, ready to begin another life in a more simple key. While others float off into some big vaginous sea, little units of energy heading for the ultimate elsewhere. There are even a few Claudius being led to an underworld by a mythological creature with a beard and hooves. He will bring them to the mouth of the furious cave, guarded over by the Edith Hamilton and her three-headed dog. The rest just lie on their backs in their coffins, wishing they could return so they could learn Italian or see the pyramids or play some golf in a light rain. They wish they could wake in the morning like you and stand at a window examining the winter trees, every branch traced with the ghost writing of snow. I'm going to go over the explanation of the poem and what it means. So, not at the beginning, the overall, when you read the story, you can tell it's humorous, but it just describes, or it's people. The poem is trying to describe, how, or imagining what happens to people when they die. But if you delve deeper into it, you can see that Collins is trying to like write it of the power like of human imagination, you could say. He writes for like each part is like a personalized part for humans and their versions of afterlives based on their fears, their beliefs, and like their individuality, and stuff like that. I'm gonna go over the imaginary aspect of the story. One of the, I guess, big things for or not imaginary imagery of this story is the vivid imagery. For example, Collins describes the dead walking into an apartment of the female god. These details show a good contrast of Billy Collins' kind of writing style of showing he describes not deep detail, but he gives you an image to picture in your head. But they reflect the apartment of female god. This could reflect feminist views or Mother Nature. It could be compared to this apartment of the female god. Stuff like that. For the symbolism in the poem, Collins does a good job of showing that each scenario shows not each person, but he gives examples of what the afterlife is based on, or what their afterlife is based on, and the desire of what they want, control, pleasure, or legacy. But he also describes it as not one right way. He describes it as there's it's a reflection of who you are, and that's what the afterlife is. Collins' writing style and choice of words, he writes more in a conversational tone, he's talking to you, instead of trying to rhyme or have a rhythm. I feel he's trying to make a connection to the reader, and then to be able to understand what he is saying and for them to relate to, and not having to break his whole poems down into trying to understand what he is saying. But when you do break them down, you get a deeper meaning. But if you don't break them down, you can still get a concept of what he's saying. He leaves it his style leaves it for everybody. It's relatable for everybody, not just specifically one person or one individual. He leaves it open for everybody to really read and be able to relate to, in my opinion. I think this is why he's very known, and a lot of people have read his poems because they're able to relate and understand what he's saying. His tone, I think his tone comes off as respectable. He doesn't criticize or make fun of or speaks down on anybody's beliefs. He gives us these beliefs to read and what may happen in the afterlife. He doesn't say they're good or they're bad. He simply just reads them off. But there's also kind of a little bit of sadness to it in this story, or in this poem. He talks about the stuff you're gonna miss while you're gone, and what the dead are gonna be doing, what the living are gonna be doing. But yeah, for tone, I think he does a really good job of I guess giving everybody a spot, and him not criticizing or making fun of or speaking down on, like I said. So I think this poem should be included in our class schedule. class assignment schedule, because you can make a good connection between this and like house workers' everyday use. And that story, their life or what they do every day shapes their beliefs and views on the world, which this can correlate to this poem where what you do every day and your beliefs while you're alive alter or make you have a, I guess, identity, or like what the afterlife is going to be of. Your afterlife is going to be based off what you believe, what you do every day. So I think there's going to be a good connection between those two. Collins makes like the afterlife feel like unknown because you use so many options to think about. So it could be really anything, but it's reminding us like everyone has different beliefs and all of it matters and not one specific thing is right. But yeah.